Because every day above ground is a good day. Some are just more questionable than others. Questionable call with your boy JC. That's me. We got 7 on tap today as we are in this post-NFL draft weekend edition. Speaking of the NFL, former NFL stud, potential Father of the Year candidate Taylor Lewan at the Nashville Predators hockey game yesterday. Take a look as he is on the big screen in Bridgestone. Chugging his beer. But then also pointing direction to a small young lady, his daughter, who's now chugging the water. And Daddy could not be more proud. And they are going crazy in Smashville. Look at the joy. Daddy, daughter, day, not just bonding, but pounding inside Bridgestone Arena. Question, is this family fun or is it real dumb? You'd have to be real dumb to say that this was dumb. This is fun. This is what they call core memories. She's going to remember this forever. He's going to remember this forever. There'll be memes. There'll be T-shirts. And some would say you're promoting chugging. Guess what? That water she's drinking, she's probably 12 years away from that being tequila and water. All good in the hood. One disappointment, though. Taylor Lewan, you can't leave that much beer in your cup and pour it on your head, bro. Got to finish that cup and then help your daughter, of course, with her H2O. This is Family Fun. Father Year candidate 2024, Taylor Lewan. As we roll on to number 6 in the countdown, and it comes to us from Buffalo Bills draft pick, the former Seminole of Florida State, Keon Coleman, who became the media darling just like that in Buffalo. Listen closely.
Huh? Nah, man, you forgot I went to school in Michigan for 2 years? Guess where I got this from, though? I'm saying you got to guess. You're going to be wrong, though, but guess. Nah. Macy's. What you mean? they be on sale on the rack. All the colors. Look, $79, $89. Nice little deal. You can get the trench coat for like $100. Nice little. I'll take it up personally. I might go get some more colors. I need a blue one and another red one. I'm with you. See, I ain't know nothing about Thanksgiving. I shop like my mom. I get my coats in the summertime. You got to shop a season or two before, just in case, and they be cheaper. Because you go at Thanksgiving, everybody at Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying?
Keon Coleman now, the master of shopping. By the way, when he says a season or two before, what he's actually buying is the season or two previous, right? That's why it's on sale. Before we get to the question about this young man, he's dressed for Buffalo. And I know you're like, it's late April, it's early May. It's that cold in Buffalo. He continued at the end of his press conference to become Buffalo's new media darling. Take a look here as he's asking about if he can have the snacks that's afforded to the media.
We can empower each other. Y'all have a great day. Yeah, I can grab some of them.
Now look here, because he sees a bin with cookies. And there's a reporter saying that she's already had 3 of them. He looks skeptical. But watch what he does. Watch what he does. He said, we can go halves. And so they did, and he commented, it's a lot of sugar. Well done, the new media darling of Buffalo, New York, Keon Coleman, former Seminole and current Buffalo Bill. Question, is he doing too much? This is his introductory press conference. Doing too much, yes or no? If you say he's doing too much, you are a cynical person. This dude is genuine. He's telling you Macy's has deals. He knows the price point. He said you can give me the trench coat for $100, $79.98, knows the price. This is a young man who is authentic and real and appears to be genuine and sweet. And let's not forget who he's replacing in Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, who could play, but also off the field had some issues with team chemistry, potential selfishness. This is exactly what Buffalo wanted and needed, a replacement personality who is just somebody you can't help but root for and want to see succeed. Good on him, not doing too much. Again, stop being cynical. As we roll on in the countdown, it takes us down to number 5, presented by Celsius. Essential Energy. Live Fit. Celsius comes in good on a Monday, by the way, comes in good on a Sunday, Saturday, Friday. The damage, all that is. All the great flavors, get Celsius, Essential Energy, Live Fit. I'm counting the days backwards because it's been a long weekend into this Monday edition. Here we go at number 5, the NFL draft. Jamal Charles was asked to give the pick on behalf of his former team, the Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to see why it is Celsius fits into this particular clip, because I think Jamal Charles may have benefited tremendously if he maybe cracked a can of Celsius 5 or 10 minutes before he took the stage. Take a listen.
I'm happy to be here with a back-to-back Kansas City Chief. It's a trade. The San Francisco 49ers have traded a 63 pick to Kansas City Chief. With the 63 pick in the 24 draft, Kansas City select Kinsley Suamaiya from BYU, tackle. Let's go, Chief!
Let's go, Chief. That is the former Kansas City Chief, Jamal Charles. Question, is this funny or should you feel bad? Well, if you're laughing at the man, then that's not right. If you feel bad, that's okay. If the situation's funny, I kind of get it. The answer to the question is feel bad for anyone who's got to go on stage in front of 700,000 people with those lights and the TV camera. And you've got to read that stuff. And you get nervous. And what do you talk too fast? And when you talk too fast, you make mistakes. Trust me, I talk too fast. I make a lot of mistakes. This is a spot, Jamal Charles, someone should have said, take a deep breath, get your focus on, maybe crack open a little Celsius so you got your mental clarity, and you can settle in and just read the words on the card. Because when you start to stumble and trip, then it compounds, and then it becomes like a snowball, and it gets bigger and it gets worse. It's funny in the sense of a man who's so good under pressure, and this spot isn't, but talking in front of people is terrifying. I do it for a living, and I still get scared to death. Let's continue on in the countdown, and we roll to number 4, presented by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, 29-degree beer, National Hamburger Month. Don't forget, Kentucky Derby Days as well, your UFC fight headquarters. TNT, we don't go an episode here without showing love to the NBA on TNT crew. They are prepared to send the Pelicans, who they believe are about to be swept out of the NBA playoffs, not to Cancun, not to an exotic destination. Instead, Barkley wants to send them to Galveston, Texas. Take a look why.
Disappointed in New Orleans. Where they going, Chuck?
Galveston. That dirty ass water. We're not even gonna send them to Cancun. We're gonna send them to Galveston where that dirty ass water be washed up on the shore. You people think they're in the beach. Y'all located, we gonna send y'all to Cancun. Y'all drive y'all quit. Drive your ass down to Galveston. Come on, man.
So they're not taking a little.
Come on, they didn't even try, man. No, we're not getting them no plane ticket to the beach. We send their ass to Galveston, Texas, right where that dirty water washed up on the beach. They can't even get in the water. Come on, man.
Oklahoma City, 185 in game.
Now, there's clearly more to this story than we know. You can tell by the sound on the set. You can tell by Shaq's reaction. There's more to this about Galveston. There's probably an inside joke that we're not aware of. But remember, Barkley had issue many times, and major issue, with San Antonio, talking about the big women and eating churros and walking on the Riverwalk. Well, he upset some people, as you might imagine. And chief among them, none other than the mother of Beyonce Knowles. Take a look at this clip.
Anyway, so we had some.
It's like where oil rigs come.
Yeah, we had some fun with that, and you know, who latched onto the conversation?
Who was that?
Beyonce's mom.
Beyonce's mom.
Yes. Chuck, we don't play about Galveston, Texas. Our water might not be blue, but it's still the beach, and we love it.
Oh.
Jay sent this to me, and Angie B yesterday. He asked us if we're going to let him talk about our city like that. All good. We got a great laugh. So you never know. You never know who you're going to impact.
Miss Knowles, I don't want that smoke. I don't want the Beehive and Jay after Chug. Miss Knowles, I apologize. I do not want the Beehive and Jay after me.
So how do you like Galveston now? It's beautiful.
We're not.
No, he didn't say it was beautiful. Question, Mr. Charles Barkley. Which is scarier, the Beehive of Beyonce or the Swifties of Taylor Swift? You don't want either of these groups on you. These are probably the two scariest mobs. I mean, you'd rather have New York Mafia on you than you would have the Beehive and or the Swifties. Who is scarier? I think the Beehive is scarier because the Swifties, they get mad and they get on Twitter and they get on TikTok and whatever, but the Beehives will show up where you live and where you work, and they will let you know in person exactly how they feel. Barkley's got to work it out. What's his deal with Texas anyway? Played for the Rockets. Like what the San Antonio thing for years. The big women, the churros, the Riverwalk. And now Galveston, there's an inside joke we don't know about. Beehive, scary. Never, ever, ever get on the wrong side of Beyonce, the Beehive. And by the way, how about Jay-Z sending that to his mother-in-law and saying, yo, look what Charles Barkley is saying about your beloved Galveston, Texas. As we roll on in the countdown all the way to number 3, the great, legendary John Kruk. Great player in Phillies history, even better storyteller. He used to be on David Letterman all the time. This man can tell a story. His stories are amazing. Take a listen as Kruk is going to tell you about when he played in winter ball in Mexico, and they played a game against actual prisoners inside of a Mexican prison. Take a listen.
So I go up there to bat. The catcher don't have any catcher's gear on. And I said, you know, he spoke English too. I said, you don't have no gear? He goes, no mask, no nothing. I'm like, well, I'm not getting hit with this dude ain't got no catcher's gear on. Right? So we get an extra pair of our catcher had an extra set of gear, so I let him use it. So then I asked him,
Did he keep it?
No.
Oh.
But I asked him, I said, it lefty pitch, it threw like hard. That's what reminded me of it. The kid threw hard, this pitcher. So I asked the catcher, I said, what did he do? He's out, he found his girlfriend cheating. He burned up her car with her and her boyfriend.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
So you then just did 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
There's a line drive to left field by Turner. And that's going to go all the way to the wall, and Turner is going to glide to second base. He's got his
very uncomfortable at bat.
You're at bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. There's probably a lot of things that were running through your head.
Yeah, like, get me the heck out of here.
Yeah, I imagine there were a few things going through his head. But how about the professionalism in the middle of this to be like, and there's a base hit for a double. John Kruk, question. If there were a Kruk cast, would you be in or would you be out? I'm talking about like the Manning cast. If Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN said, Kruk, we were together for years, we've been apart for more, let's bring you back. Would you be in on a John Kruk Sunday Night Baseball sidecast where you have him telling stories and doing this? The question is easy. The answer is even easier. Of course you would. There's a reason why David Letterman would have this man all the time. Don't forget, this is a dude who retired in the middle of a game. This dude is one of one. How about you're playing in Mexican winter ball and you're playing prisoners in a prison and the catcher doesn't even have a face mask or any gear. And you're like, there's no way I'm swinging a bat near this dude, fouling one off into his face, not having it. And then you ask about the pitcher who's throwing pretty hard. And you find out that dude's in prison because he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him, as Kruk said. And then he set the car on fire with the two of them locked inside. John Kruk in the middle of a baseball game sharing that. Come on. Sunday Night Baseball. Krukcast. It's a no-brainer. The answer is yes. As we roll on in the countdown all the way to number 2 on this Monday edition, and it comes to us from St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com, home of honest, reliable service since 1970. And you'll see why family comes into play. This is from the NBA playoffs. TNT's Allie LaForce after the game, attempting to interview the Oklahoma City Thunder players who function as family in post-game interview. But take a look at what happens when she goes on live TV to get this post-game on-court interview.
Usual, we have the group interview. Wait, they abandoned you. Oh, they have to run it. Okay. Oh, why do we have to wait? I follow the group with these knuckleheads. I'm doing some investigating right now. I don't know what's happening.
Allie, you know what? Let them have their confab. They're talking with their home TV, and that's good for them. We thank you for...
Yeah, Kevin Harlan's not having it, right? Kevin Harlan shut that down and said, we're going to move along. Question, was this wrong of OKC to do this? Was OKC wrong for it? Couple things. First of all, you're the sideline reporter. I know you have your question prepared and you're ready to talk to them, but you have to be prepared for the things you can't prepare for. You have to be prepared for anything. And if that means that you have to chase the team, then do that. And if it means that they're going to talk to a different reporter, you know what you got to do? Explain to us what's happening. Continue. Allie, you got to go. You're on the air. You say, all right, and they're moving their way now to their regional reporter from Bally Sports who travels with them 82 nights a year. He does the little roof with them that they do. His name is this. They're close with him. And you'll notice they're all being interviewed together. As soon as they're done, I'll jump in. Give a little description on it. You got to do something. Kevin Harlan was like, yeah, we're going to cut this. Kevin Harlan instead says they're with their local guy. Good for them. We're out. OKC, not wrong to do it per se. Unless, of course, the stipulation was, here's the order of things. I don't know who the local guy is for OKC, but you see the highlights. They're fond of him. They kind of have fun with him. And I love the fact that they are interviewing as a team. There's 7 dudes all together as opposed to someone being the star of the game. OKC, not wrong for it. But my girl, Allie, who I tremendously respect, does a great job in football, in basketball, in all things she does. She has to be prepared for the moments in which things go sideways or you can't do it as you were intended to do it. And that takes us all the way to number 1 on the countdown. The finish line is in full view, and it is because the finish line is coming up here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. F1, the 2024 Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. Get your tickets now at Miami F1GP.com. That's Miami F1GP.com. Bring a little Celsius with you. It's a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Great party weekend, great racing weekend, great party, see and be seen type weekend. Number 1 comes to us, speaking of parties, from the NFL Network. They were live all the way through the entire NFL draft in Detroit. Take a look on the set. Charles Davis, Rich Eisen, and others, and Daniel Jeremiah is... The smell of weed is not only in the air, it appears as though the weed has permeated their lungs. Take a look.
By the smell of things, we are finishing up on a high note.
I was going to say.
Dude, I mean, it's...
Hello.
Honestly.
Wow. We're the Pringles. The windows are open.
All righty. Fantastic. So the Ravens pick is in at 250. We'll get that pick. The 49ers.
I could go for a hamburger.
After that, huh?
I could go for a hamburger.
Is that right?
Do you know how many Pringles I've crushed during the course of this?
Okay. I did notice that. Is that what was up?
Rich,
what's going on?
Rich, every time there's a little wafting through here, and I am the lightest of lightweights. Ask Joel Klatt when it was here. Also, Joel's looking at me, and I'm plowing through these things, and I look at him and I go, I didn't know Pringles were so good.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Have you watched the NFL draft?
You saw dudes who were a little giggly and a little laughing and making reference to the munchies. Part of this is being punchy because you're there so long. You saw his pick number 250. But these dudes, it seemed, might have actually been a little bit high. That's the question. Was the NFL Network on-air crew actually high? No. But maybe with a baby buzz, maybe a little punchy, maybe a little sleep deprived, maybe a little Celsius would have helped right there, sparkling in the orange. If you don't think these dudes had a little bit of THC, icky, sticky, somewhere in the lungs, I don't know. I'm not a big expert on that stuff, but Okeechobee Purple or what do they call that? Superman Delight? I don't know. Girl Scout cookie. These dudes are talking about munchies. Rich Eisen's maybe trying to get away from that a little bit. You hear him say, okay, all right. But he's also a little lost in the sauce. The NFL Network dudes, by no fault of their own, just breathing the air in Detroit there at the draft, may have caught themselves a little bit of a full contact buzz. You see what I did there? It's a little football terminology. And that'll bring us to the finish line. Again, F1 Miami this coming weekend of this Monday edition of Questionable Call with JC. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe, and comment, because I will reply to all the comments and we will engage accordingly. And remember, while every day above ground is a good day, some are more questionable than others. this being certainly one of them. Say goodnight to the bad guy. See you Wednesday.